Woo! What would you do if the fate of the world was draped on your shoulders? How far would you go to protect what you love and the secrets you hold? Lands wrapped in chaos and madness and woe. The realm needs some saving. It needs some heroes. The last, she strikes like lightning, but you don't hear the thunder. The yellow, he's quick with his tongue, he'll fill you with wonder. Rauga, he's loyal to his back, obsessed with the dead. Grunround, he's searching for things that can lodge in your head. Hanging stones! Hanging stones! Wow!
Yeah.
Oh, that's me.
One more time. Oh, hey, I can hear me.
I heard you too.
There we go.
Hello, world. We're back.
Hello, world. He's right. We are back. There's our faces. Hello, world. So, yeah, we've had just an unprecedented series of weeks of people traveling and people sick and all kinds of stuff going on. And then we tried to play a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. And my network just crapped the bed. So, you're welcome.
Can I tell you about the most stereotypically British thing ever that happened to me while I was traveling?
By all means.
So I work out of an office in London, and I'm lucky to get to go to that office pretty frequently. And someone said they were throwing away all the PG tips and only ordering Yorkshire tea from now on. And I started complaining, and it led to a bona fide tea off with 4 of us making tea for each other in the cafe and a crowd of 20 people watching.
Did you throw it into the closest harbor?
No, we all kindly sipped it and complimented each other's method and then talked about each other behind their back.
Yeah, he said British, not American.
There's only one way to handle tea.
You also drink tea, Amy.
There are 2 ways to handle it.
I have nothing to add to this. Welcome back to the Forbidden Lands, the Hanging Stones. This is our second attempt at session number 36. When last we left our heroes, they are... and I'm going to go into a little detail about our immediate surroundings here because Bill/Dog was absent last time we played. So to fill you in on where we are at, we are in a great stone valley that is framed by massive, ornately carved pillars reaching sky high at the base of a huge mountain rift. With great stone gates. We are outside of the dwarven homeland of Belderan. The city proper, which dwells beneath the mountain, is not accessible to outsiders. And so there's a great marketplace outside where trading dwarves and craftspeople and travelers make camp, because only the dwarves, and oftentimes dwarves of the proper clan or with special permission, are able to enter. This is an ancient and fortified stronghold of the dwarves that has managed to hold strong through all of the Alder Wars and upheavals that have rocked the Ravenlands over the generations. So, this is one of the greatest dwarven strongholds in existence, and you don't get to go in it. You are outside in the marketplace in a stone tavern called the Hard Rock Brew House. The players named it. Foreshadowing / spoilers. Yeah. So you are in the Hard Rock Brew House, and you have just reunited with your pal Vergello, who traveled here with the dwarven stone seers from Stone Garden. You, since seeing Vergello last, traveled to Hexenwald and lost your friend Lynn. Made your way back up to the mountains, and you are looking to reunite with Vergello because he carries with him the uh, the enchanted stone singer's crystal, a fist-sized pink stone that, if planted in the ground, will supposedly bring forth a great stronghold, which you received as a reward for a long and hazardous journey beneath Stone Garden to reinforce the prison of an ancient beast, the Dragon Scarn. Any questions or any details to add? Beg it away, toys.
Toys.
Puppets.
Nobody knows the reference. It's a Simpsons reference. All right. Police chief says, "Beg it away, toys." Anyway. Yeah, so you've just reunited with Vergello. You are in the Hard Rock Brew House, a stone structure nestled in the busy, bustling Market Valley, and he's enjoying a dwarven drink, most likely. We're going to let Bill play either of his characters in role-playing situations, but you can just declare which one you want to be your primary character for the session, and we'll count that for experience purposes, and assume the other is sidelined doing something off screen. But
Yeah,
for purposes of catching back
redeclare.
up here, we'll go ahead.
Yeah. As far as like combat XP stuff like that, I'm just gonna be playing dog.
Okay.
Anytime that like Vergello's in the background or not participating in conversation, he's constantly like singing songs still to that little stone crystal seed that he was given, and that's like always going on in the background in some capacity if he's not sleeping or eating or drinking.
Okay.
That's good. So as much as I enjoy being on the outskirts of a dwarven kingdom when I'm not allowed inside, how long were we thinking of staying here? Because, I mean, no offense, we got stuff to do and not a lot of money to burn.
Well, and I take a big gulp of like some dwarven brew as Vergello because my voice is very parched. We have the seed, and they said they can take us wherever we want to go. I know we were discussing loosely about where we would want to place it, and I think we said somewhere, was it west of like the strange spire you said you saw, or maybe north, somewhere around there? I figured the sooner we can build this stronghold, the sooner I can rest my vocal cords, and maybe we can all have a nice little home to stay safe.
I don't know if I want to be particularly near this tower. It was really hard to see. It kind of gave you like a headache, and we didn't really investigate it. I'm not trying to set up our... What is this again? A fortress?
That's a stronghold.
Thanks. I'm not trying to set up a stronghold near like a witch's tower on purpose.
There's always some place near the water. Out of character, I don't remember where we discussed last time, because I know we talked about a bunch of different places. What did we talk about, like building it on the other side of like Amber's Peak somewhere near the river? I thought that was like the one place we talked about was somewhere near water. There it goes.
Is Bill crackling up like crazy for everyone? Or
He sounds crackly for
Yeah.
me. I was going to ask the same
Everyone's
thing.
crackling for me. See,
I was
leave and rejoin.
Typing a DM.
Try rejoining, but we can keep discussing.
Yeah,
So
I think we were talking about somewhere near the water.
yeah, I don't think a decision was made as to exactly where you want to be.
Near saltwater or freshwater?
We don't know where any salt water is.
I don't know.
I think that near the water is a good idea. Maybe not necessarily by the Wolf's Belly Inn. Bill, I don't remember where you were pinging just now.
I was. I think it was me having Sirenscape open. I think I just have too many tabs.
You sound better now.
Okay. I was thinking somewhere around this lake that Amber's Peak is also sitting on. Not like near it, but
Yeah, I'm good with that. Definitely near water, so we have access to fresh water all the time and can even fish. I was thinking either that lake or the one by the Griffin Vale.
I know we at one point went back and forth on the lower fork of the river past the Wolf's Belly Inn, but I think we were like, we'll have to pretty much route the Wolf's Belly before we set up if we do that.
yeah, I think maybe that's why I was thinking west of the Spire. So any
We could essentially set up a way stop if we wanted to and charge for passage, but
oh, maybe that's what it was. Is we were gonna there was like a river we could build it on and eventually build a bridge on or something.
it wasn't this one below Stone Garden, was it?
No, I think it's one that was like around here. Like I think there was like somewhere around here. I thought there was like because we asked a dwarf for like kind of a general idea, and I thought there was a river that went up like around the left, like the west side of Belderan, and then kind of up to meet up with this river up here, I believe. Josh, am I just totally getting all of that wrong based on the where the river
Surprising
is?
absolutely nobody. My notes contain nothing of this conversation.
Which river were you referring to? I think you know that
So-
the. Go ahead.
We'd ask for directions, or I guess an idea of like where a river
Yeah.
ran. And I thought there was like a river that went up like this way that we could like
Yes.
there's no crossing to the west side or something.
Yeah. The Wolf's Belly Inn lies at a merging of two major rivers. One of them is called the Wash, and the other is the Elia River. And the Wash runs south to north from the mountain range in the south and out to the sea to the east. So, yeah, there's a river running south to north across those plains from what you understand, but you've not
Seen it. And then
seen it.
We'd asked if there was any like crossing points. I thought that they knew
Right.
of.
Yeah, you were told that the only established crossing point to the Wash is a stone tower that lies quite a long way to the, from where you are now, it would be basically due west until you hit the
Okay.
Wash, and that there's an established crossing there and a stone tower. No one could vouch for whose control that is in right now.
So that I think that was where we left off before, because that would give us a place that would let us cross to the west, where we're eventually going to have to go, I think, for other gems, and then
This
it also
one you
kept
know
us.
about, I'm pretty sure, is in the west.
I think so, yeah. And then it also kept us further away from Amber's Peak, but not too far away from everything else.
All that to say, I know Velas specifically was not too keen on being at that major intersection, and I think we were kind of waffling back and forth on where we wanted.
Oh yeah, because that's where the crocodile people are, right?
Close to
Was-
it, I believe.
Was that where they were, or that was further? I thought that was further north around the lake up there.
Bill is correct. The Saurians mostly dwell up in the swamplands near that lake to the north. However, you did discuss, and this might be what you're thinking of, you did discuss being along the lake that Amber's Peak borders, known as the Tin. However, two things of note. One is that you have learned that somewhere on the southern coast of the Tin is a great ruined city called Falander, where it is rumored that a dragon dwells, and also that that those plains to the north and east of you are swarming with Asleen riders who are loyal to Zertorm, and you are very much wanted by Zertorm. And so there's a bounty on your head and legions of riders roaming those plains.
So I think that's what made us settle on the Walsh. River?
The Wash is the
Welsh.
Welsh River. The Wash is the name of the river that is to the west of you that bisects the Moldena Plains. As far as you know, to the west of you are vast rolling plains, lush grasslands bisected by a river, only loosely patrolled and dotted with small villages. And crossing a portion of them, you stumbled on that strange spire. And I have that marked where that was.
So obviously staying away from this strange spire that you guys have seen. Perhaps we could be, according to this map that we have crudely drawn out in front of us, maybe one extra hex away from it. Somewhere along that river, and we could eventually build a bridge and expand across it. Maybe charge a toll, but at the very least give us access to a base and a place to cross over to the west that doesn't involve, running into anyone else.
I think it's a great idea.
Okay, so are we gonna go that way, or are we gonna go up, or are we gonna go around? It sounds like we need to do some adventuring.
Dahlia points around and says, "Which way is up, Ralgar?"
The way in front of you, obviously. Up.
Up.
Down.
This is up, and down is back.
When
over
you're
my shoulder.
drinking enough, that's up.
Not your up, Dahlia.
That's a good idea. Cheers, Grunralk. Bonk.
All right, well, then it's settled. We'll set out in the morning.
Sounds good to me.
There's some fine dwarven ale here, but you're not sure that it can hold a candle to the Three Skills Brewery from the Hollows.
Oh, Yawin, I miss him dearly.
On that note, I'm gonna walk over to the bartender and just start asking about their is it made in house? Have they ever considered if they had access to trading with another business that was further north? Is that something they would be interested in?
What sort of business? We import all of our grains from the plains to the east.
Well, the best business there is. Ale.
Say more.
There is a phenomenal brewery just north. It's in a place called the Hollows.
Mm-hmm.
Best ale you'll find. If we have some time after setting up a stronghold, I'll try and bring you a case back, and you're interested, and I could talk to the guy who runs their place. We could get just something settled out.
He doesn't seem to have heard of it.
I doubt that short human friend of ours is going to be interested in trading. I put emphasis on the word human.
I think that as long as your money's green, there's interest.
What? Wait. What coins are green?
We have wares if you have coin.
Stay a while and listen.
She's been way too used to dealing with goblins. Their money is green.
Yeah, want to see some?
All right.
I'll take a double. Slams it on the table.
The bartender here seems to not have knowledge of the ale of which you speak, and he is interested in trying it. It sounds like being a brew house in a rocky mountain rift far from any growing grains. They have to import most of their supplies, and this seems like not some proud, well-established family brewery so much as it is a heavily trafficked brew house that serves a lot of tourists that aren't all that picky. So this guy seems to take a lot less pride and seriousness in his work compared to Yawim, who was almost fanatical when you spoke to him. So this dwarf is like, bring it by me, I'll give it a try. I'm open to business propositions now that the trade roads are open.
Phenomenal. I'll be sure to do
Can I just have everyone crash in the place that I've been crashing at entirely for free as Vergello, because we helped all the dwarves out, and so they hooked us up since we can't really sleep in the town?
There's inns in the town you can sleep in, but if you want to sleep in the mountains, that's fine too.
But not for free.
Right. If you want to go camp out and have a chance of encounters, that's fine.
Sleeping? Like, where's Vergello been staying at?
Staying in a local inn.
And I've been paying for it?
Oh, yeah.
With my body?
You've been housed in a local inn by the Stone Singers. You're a local celebrity for having helped with the Stone Garden dragon situation. So we won't nitpick it. You came here with a bunch of royalty, and you're a local celebrity. So
okay.
It won't carry you forever, but I'm not going to nitpick about it since you showed up with a bunch of local nobles. They'll probably put in a word at the inn, and they'll hold you up for the time that you're waiting for your friends to come back.
Got it.
I don't think Vergello would have a hard time talking himself into that. Talking his way into that. So, what do, gang?
Find a place to sleep.
You're hat shopping.
Hat shopping.
All right, it's standard prices here for room and board. So, one sec.
Do we know what time of day it is?
Let's see.
Sorry,
I think it'll be marked on the other tab. I'll check in a second.
That is a good question. I feel like I was just assuming it was evening time.
I can't remember if it's like midday or...
It's 2 copper apiece for lodging in a common dormitory. If you want private rooms, then those are going to run you 5 copper and hold 2 people each. If you would like lavish dwellings, then you're looking at 2 silver for the night.
I'm going to pay for Dahlia and I to have a room to ourselves.
She won't object. She'll buy you around if you want.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna sleep in the corner of the bar.
Okay. You can just mark off the cost if you would like.
What is the cost to sleep in the corner of the bar?
That's 2 copper.
That's the common area.
That's robbery.
This is just sleeping under
2 copper.
Vergello will put 4 silvers on the table, 2 for Grunrock and 2 for Ralgar, so they can have a room to themselves.
What?
Okay.
But even after everything I said about your music, Vergello, you're the nicest, terrible musician I've ever known.
It seems you arrived here early, so if there's things you would like to take care of in town, you can do them before having to pay for lodging for the night. There's time to shop or do anything.
I'm spending 10 experience to take move from level 1 to level 2.
Nice.
Way I can
I'm going to
dodge.
try and learn a talent.
How do we go shopping?
All right, go for it.
Let's go look at the tables.
Success. What did you learn?
I learned the first level in melee charge. It
Cool.
says you throw yourself into combat without any concern for the risk involved. At rank 1, when you move from near to arm's length range, you can, as the same action, slash, stab, punch, or shove. This is called a charge. It's a slow action.
Cool. Nice. So if you're like not weapon readied, you can pull it out and then second action get in there and still attack. So it can kind of double as a quick draw if you're nearby. It's pretty cool. Nice. And it makes sense. I imagine you would be paranoid and ready to pounce at a moment's notice at this point in your adventuring career.
For sure. If I have the points, can I go ahead and level it up, or do I have to wait?
If you have the points, you can just do it. As far as the rules are concerned, from what I can remember, you can just do it.
You're talking about leveling up the talent. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think
I'm
you
gonna
only need
take
to make the roll for the first one, and yeah, you can go
I'm
ahead
gonna
and
take rank 1 and 2. Rank 2 modifies the attack by +1 when I charge.
okay, cool.
Rank 3 lets me add +1 and
Oh.
in fact die.
Elric said too, FYI, it does count as a slow action. Just
Yeah, but drawing, I can draw as a fast action.
right. I just
So-
I sometimes like misread things too. Josh,
Yeah.
I
I
have a
also
question
forget sometimes.
about
Thank you, Ulrich.
a weapon. I didn't see it, and I don't know if maybe there's another book or if it exists at all. But is there any kind of thing that counts as like brawling, just like a regular hand-to-hand, like brass knuckles kind of weapon, or is there nothing like that? I looked in the base player's handbook and didn't see anything. So if there's nothing, then that's fine.
I know that there's rules for fighting unarmed with your fists or with just like body parts.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if there was anything that could improve that beyond talents. If there's nothing outside the player's handbook, then that's
I don't
fine.
know of anything.
Okay.
I think unarmed attacks counts like knees and headbutts and punching and kicking and all that stuff is all wrapped in
Right.
with just making unarmed attacks, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
But I can refresh on it since you're thinking about it. When I get a gap, I'll take a look.
While we have Elric, because Elric is amazing, I want opinions on this. So I have a spell called Ghoulish Glare. The ingredient for that spell is a hood. In the casting spells section of the player's handbook, it says that ingredients, once used, are consumed, right, and cannot be used again. But, like, Ghoulish Glare is all about intimidating and making someone fear you. So, like, you pull your hood up, and what, your hood is, like, zapped away from your cloak?
Maybe it decays away into tatters as part
I was
of
gonna
the.
say, yeah.
If
It
you
sounds-
cut the hood off of my jacket to use in a spell,
I'm
I
gonna be
will kill
taking
you.
everyone's hood.
Maybe
I'm
like
gonna swarm
tentacles.
this hoodie.
Maybe tentacles come out of the back of your neck and like stretch out and rip holes in it and then retract. I don't know. Maybe it decays away as part of the ghoulish
Do you
effect.
think that means I then have to mend my cloak to get a new hood on it?
Mend it.
It tracks.
I think you can
Yeah.
mend things that are
Crafting roll.
damaged if they're
I've ruled
destroyed.
as not usable as component after use, so not necessarily. That's
So I
Elric's
have to
opinion.
buy a new cloak.
Well,
Maybe
no,
buy
no,
one
no,
or
no,
maybe
no,
repair the
it
one
just-
that you have with a crafting
just
roll.
says-
I'm not sure.
Does it just say a hood or does it say a cloak?
Consumed
says
makes
a
me
hood.
think it straight up like disintegrates or is otherwise wrecked to the point where it's not usable
Yeah.
anymore. It doesn't say
So
that
I'd
it's
have to
damaged.
I'd have to spend
but
a
I'm not
quarter grand,
100%
like,
sure.
sewing a new hood on my cloak. Then.
Well, you don't have to. It doesn't have to be a part of the cloak. You can just like pull it out of a pack and put it on your head, and then you cast a spell and it undoes all the very non-intimidating things you just did to cast the spell.
You know, you can try and like take the tailor talent and see if that helps you.
Stitch your own hoods.
Just got a pouch full of hoods folded
I'm
up.
gonna set up a sweatshop in our stronghold sewing hoods.
Better than Sean's bag of thumbs.
Oh my goodness! Hey, you never know when you need a thumbs up.
Or 10.
Okay.
All right.
We've
So-
clearly had several drinks and we are ready to sleep tonight.
I'd like to go buy
Sounds
some
like it.
hoods.
You may acquire a cloak with a hood.
I'm looking and I'm wondering if there's like a place in town that sells these kind of ingredients, the dark magic kind of ingredients. So I could
An
Let's see.
apothecary, but gothic, if you will.
and a gothic
A gothic
And a
area.
Gothicary. I'm glad we're all there.
There we are.
I mean, a cloak runs 2 silver, and there's not a separate inventory entry for a hood. I
So,
think
okay. So
I'm just telling. I haven't given this any thought yet. I'm just telling you what the book says.
A bandolier of hoods.
It's just a bunch. It's just a stack of it. I'm sure they didn't fully think this through. But
what if you have a tiny hood that's made for like a hamster? It doesn't say you have to put the hood
just
on.
crafting roll my hood every time I destroy it?
you can craft yourself a hood to wear for putting on and doing your you're like your Scarecrow from Batman, for the record. Yep. But yeah, you could put your hood on, do your little magic. It gets consumed in the process. You can craft a hood with a unit of like cloth or leather, whatever the material component is called. If you have a place to do it. So this is also like the whole stronghold layer of the game that we still haven't touched 36 sessions in. One of the things the stronghold does is it gives you a place to store materials that you can then use to craft stuff like this. So you can acquire hides and keep them there as materials for you to make crafting rolls while you're in the stronghold and make a bunch of this type of stuff when you need it. So
it's a plan.
All right. I'm sure you could also get the material components in town to do it as well.
I did have a thing that I wanted to do as dog. And
fetch a ball?
Fetch a ball, yes. No. A ball specifically for Raugar. Oh my gosh, Adam, I love that. Since everyone else is off kind of doing their own thing, Vergello's going to tag along with dog. I'm not going to talk to myself because I'm not insane. But
I do it all the time. You just got to believe.
So I want to go to a place that might be like a tannery or a butchery or something that would be getting a lot of animals in general. Even like a hunter's lodge if there's something around. Because I want to get some claws or teeth, because that's what I use for some of my spell components. I imagine a lot of this stuff is kind of like cast off if it's not like a good claw. It doesn't say I need a good claw, it just says I need a claw. So maybe if they killed a wolf, I could get a couple of wolf claws.
Sure. Let me check the. Let's see.
I was trying to look and I didn't know what I was looking for.
There's not like ultra detailed, robust rules for this kind of thing. So I'm gonna go off of guidelines from what's already in there. So I'm looking at
with a discount because it's cast off.
Raw materials. A unit of leather, which has been tanned, is 12 copper. A pelt is 8 copper. We're looking at a fraction of the cost of a pelt. So if you want a claw or something like that, you can probably get it for 2 copper.
Okay. Could I get a few? Like, could I get 4 for 8 copper?
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, if anyone needs money for any reason, just let me know. I'm not rich, but I've got, I seem to be holding our money purse, which isn't actually surprising. But,
Josh, could you look up how often wolfkins shed their claws?
Yeah, because I'm sure that's in the core book. I'm sure they squeezed that.
Elric, we need to ask you a question.
I'm sure they squeezed that into the 2/3 of a page that wolfkin get in the book.
Just FYI, I got 1 silver's worth, so I got 5 claws. But that's all that dog's gonna do.
And yes, Elric, the rules are very loose.
Are wolfkin animals? It just says claw or tooth. It doesn't necessarily say an animal claw. It just says
he is not an animal.
But
he has claws.
He does have claws, but he is not an animal.
I got claws on my paws.
It just says claw or tooth. So I wonder if I could, if we kill a guy, can I pull all of his teeth out for spell components?
Yep.
You can.
Okay.
Physically.
yeah,
and they'll work as.
Please
and
don't
they'll
do
work,
that in front of Dahlia.
But they'll work as spell components.
This is why she drinks.
I just turn to dog and I go, Yes, that will work.
Nice.
As a fellow,
Personal experience.
as someone who's very good at magic.
All right, I'm kicking us on to nighttime. You can deduct the cost of your sleeping arrangements.
Did anyone selling a crystal?
Crystal? Okay,
Just
back
a
up.
crystal, just a piece of a crystal.
Is this another spell component question?
Crystal.
You know, if anyone in town would be selling a cheap crystal, doesn't have to be fancy.
Cheap crystal, huh?
Yeah.
Well, a unit of raw glass runs you 8 silver. A stone, just a rock,
Yeah. but what
or a
makes
unit of
crystal?
stone is about 2 copper.
Is a lapis stone considered a crystal?
Ooh,
Quartz.
I don't.
Yeah, I'll take quartz.
Quartz is.
Quartz is cheap. It's everywhere.
Yeah, quartz is going to be. If you're just looking for a crystal without any pickiness as to what it is,
And
just like
we're
a
in
chunk of.
dwarven place.
You're in a dwarven town looking for a chunk of quartz.
Yeah.
I'm saying, is it used as a spell component for something?
Maybe.
All right, I'm gonna call it 2 copper. I'm gonna call it 2 copper.
How big is it?
Oh, it is.
Adam, you can't ask people that.
You can't just ask people how big their quartz is.
You
Uh,
can't, dude.
Not on
If you,
stream.
if you think I'm gonna buy some quartz without seeing it first, you got
He pulls out a tiny piece of quartz. This size.
like a golf ball sized chunk of quartz.
I like how you said a golf ball.
Have you-
size
have you
while
held a
really holding
golf ball?
baseball in your hand. Softball. I mean, this is football.
Like a grapefruit sized Schwartz. Yeah.
This is
Um,
me with Bill on my shoulders.
I'm also often used as a size reference for gemstones.
I see your Schwartz is as big as my own.
That is some good-looking quartz. What do I owe you? Did you say 2 copper?
Yeah, 2 copper will get you a sizable chunk of Schwartz.
Oh, that's
I'm gonna
awesome.
grab a soda while you update things.
Yeah, cool. I paid
If you
him
need to
and
roleplay with the
then
quartz salesman, then Bill can be in for a second. Be right back.
I set the quartz on the counter, and I get my axe off my back, and I just pound it with the hilt of my
You
axe.
just shatter it.
Shatter it.
Oh,
And
did
then
you need crystal
I
powder?
get all the pieces, all the little pieces of crystal, and I put them in my bag.
You know we sell it in powder form, right? Like I could have just given you
I don't need the powder, I need the pieces.
pieces of a powder. Whatever. Have a good day.
Thank you. Hey, do you want to play fetch? No, that's, you know what? Never mind. We don't know each other. Have a good day. And I bow as I back out. I'm kind of like.
Do I need to never
"But I'm
trust him with
wagging my
DM duties
tail so
again?
much."
I did great. What are you talking about?
All I know is things seem distinctly more awkward after I came back.
No.
I'm pretty sure I have unlimited ingredients for this one spell now.
That made it sound like I did something. I didn't do anything.
Uh-huh.
All he
Never
did was
trusting you
crush
again.
The quartz that he had
Into
into like
crystals, not into powders, into shards.
Uh-huh.
he shattered it into shards, and I said we sold it in powder form.
You sharded
It's
your
like I
Schwartz. Got it.
I sharded my Schwartz.
Oh wait, was that from blood magic, not death magic? Oh damn
Now
is
this powder
happening?
quartz is useless.
it! It's not powdered, it's shattered.
In the interest of making this semi-viewable, I'm going to go ahead and kick us back to the map, and we're going to proceed with the next day. So go ahead and deduct the cost of your night's stay. You can if you pay for it.
What are we paying for?
Everything's so expensive in this life.
Grunrock, was there anything you wanted to do while we were here?
Not that I can't do on the road. We're good.
All right, I'll buy 1 unit of food, please. Just a single unit.
Okay.
And
Does anybody remember the cost of food and water when you're restocking a town?
Meat is 6 copper. That's raw
Is there-
materials.
Is there anything cheaper?
Fish is 5 copper. I don't see anything that just says food. I'm
Is there a
scrolling.
ration?
I'm checking.
If food die?
It's been a while since we had to like do it in a town where you weren't just being
Yeah.
given stuff. So I don't remember off the top of my head. One sec.
A bowl of stew is 3 copper. A hearty meal is 1 silver. Looking for like rations.
Like unit. Oh boy.
We'll treat it as 3 copper for now
Oh,
because 3
field
copper.
rations-
Go ahead.
Field rations is 1 silver. It's 1 meat, fish, or vegetables. Field rations.
Well, in that case,
I think
Ah,
I
yeah,
think that's
there it
why
is.
we usually was buying. I think that's why we would buy the raw materials and cook it
Yeah.
ourselves.
Yeah.
we
Okay.
can do a little bit of. We can do some hunting out in the field
Okay.
because I'm not feeling very. I don't want to spend any more money. I already bought my crystal.
That you can't even use.
Joe, no, that.
All right, so morning time.
Dog.
Yeah.
Let's go exploring.
All right. So you're in Belderan. I can tell you that your immediate surroundings appear to be to the hex to the south, the southwest, and the southeast are all very tall, very difficult to traverse mountains. So those lower 3. The upper 3 appear to be open rolling plains. I'm not going to reveal them because you won't know if there's particular features in them until you explore them, but you can get a general lay of the land from having traveled here and looking at the context. So you're looking at a huge mountain range to the south of you and generally plains to the north of you. So what direction would you like to head?
Are we gonna take the horses with us, guys, or are we gonna leave them somewhere?
I think we take them with us because we're going to be in plains.
Yeah, I mean, if we're going to the mountains.
We don't have enough horses.
How many horses do we have?
We've got carrots.
And cider.
So that's. I think we have 5 horses.
Mm-hmm.
I can only ride the donkey, remember?
And we have a donkey.
So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I'll let you travel at horse pace, given that you have a small character on a donkey and you have 5 horses for 5 medium-sized characters.
And Dahlia.
Talia is the 5th.
Yeah.
Well,
Well-
a dog.
Forgello and dog puts us 1 over.
Grunrock's on a donkey.
Forgello, dog. Veloz, Raugar.
5 horses and a donkey. 5 horses and a
Oh,
donkey.
Oh,
Yeah, because you have 5 horses and a donkey for 6 characters.
and Grunrock usually rides with Dahlia or whatever.
It doesn't matter. He can ride on a donkey anyway.
Sorry, Grunrock. I tried to hook you up.
I'll let you travel at horse pace. It's fine.
Okay. So yeah,
Our donkey's amazing.
I think in some combination of small characters hopping on horses or whatever, it's fine. I'll let you cover ground at
Okay.
horse pace. This seems like more than enough to cover everybody.
then we should definitely bring the horses.
Let's go
Okay.
northwest.
Yeah, that means
First thing.
not going
I
to
think-
the mountains.
I think straight north.
Towards the spire?
Straight north, and then northwest.
We'll put it to a vote, I guess, or elect a leader.
I mean, it doesn't matter to me. We can go straight north.
Sounds like somebody's not the leader.
Anytime I try and lead, people yell at me.
Hey,
Maybe we should have gone northwest.
Hey, Vergello, guess what? This new guy, his name is Dog. Have you met him? His name is Dog. He's not a dog, though.
He does all the exploring for us now. I haven't gotten us lost or in trouble ever since he came along, because I'm not the one that does it anymore.
Vergello's just nodding while he's singing to the stone that he's holding, like cradling in his hand. The whole time.
All right, you set off north from Belderan across rolling, green, grassy plains. It's early summertime. There's a warm breeze through the air and clear, just ever so slightly cloudy skies. And you are riding across the open plains. It's very refreshing. It's easy traveling. However, we have a lead the way mishap, as we always do. It's unbelievable. So, one sec.
See, Vergello, it's not my fault.
All
right.
Road again. 5 dragons.
All right. Your Pathfinder, which would be who?
Dog.
Dog. Your horse trips and you are thrown from its back, causing you to sprain your ankle, equivalent to result 25 in the blunt trauma table. One sec. You've been injured while leading the way because you galloped into a hazard you didn't see coming. And that would be...
That tracks.
Equivalent to 25. Yeah. Sprained ankle. For the next D6 days, your run actions are slow actions, which basically means if you get into a running contest with anybody, you're going to lose it by default. And if you have to travel more than 2 zones distance, then it's going to take your whole turn to do it. So, or if you have to travel even 1 zone's distance, really. So, yeah, we'll get into the minutia of what that means if and when it comes up. But, whoops.
D6 days.
D6 days.
This is the second time I sprained my ankle, too.
Well, you're pathfinding a lot. 4 days. Yeah, it's a hefty sprain. And so for the next 4 days, you're going to be sore.
Just in case it comes up, if I animal shapeshift, do I shapeshift into an animal with a sprained ankle?
Yep.
Okay. So only pick flying animals.
You get it. You got it.
What if I shapeshift into a fish? Fish don't have feet.
Don't ask so many questions. God, it's like my 4-year-old. All right. Can I get a break from this for 10 seconds?
That's why we're friends, Josh. I was preparing you for this one day.
Uh-huh. All right. You head off north.
On my horse.
This will not interfere with your travel pace. You just have the sprained ankle thing, but it does not result in you being lost, and you don't lose any travel time. You're able to get back on your horse within a few minutes and continue on your way. And this being horse travel over open plains in fair weather in summertime, you can cover quite a few hexes in a quarter day. So what direction would you like to go next?
Is there anything in this area that we have to roll for? Because it's a new hex.
Oh, yes, there is. No encounter. This is just open rolling plains. Just your sprained ankle. That's all that happens here. So you can roll on to the next one. It seems the plains continue in every direction from where you are. You could go northwest or southwest and continue into more plains. Head northwest.
I look at the and point in the 2 directions and look at her questioningly.
She chose northwest. All right.
Northwest.
Let's get a lead the way roll.
Elric called us out again. He said, "Are you lost again?"
Wait, is it another lead the way, or because we can travel 2 hexes on planes?
Whenever you want to enter a new hex, you have to make a lead the way roll.
Got it. We could just do it within the same day. Is all.
Yeah. The same quarter day can be a whole bunch of lead the way rolls, a whole bunch of
That just
new hexes.
means that just means twice as many mishaps. I'm gonna sprain my other ankle.
This happened repeatedly while you weren't here too. Every time we travel.
Here. You said I wasn't here. Adam wasn't here.
Adam wasn't here. Oh, you were playing your other character. That's why I'm flipped in my head.
Yeah, and
All
you
right.
did a dog voice, so you thought.
Ah, yes. Sorry.
And you don't like me, so you just assumed I wasn't here.
Yeah, that
Bill
one.
called you out for killing a child and
That's
trying to
what.
make us
That's
feel
what.
about
It
it.
was.
Right.
That's what it was.
All right. Well, we have another mishap. The fair weather doesn't hold out for long. A massive rainfall rolls in. Cloudy skies.
Wish you had.
How is
Turn
that
into
the
a storm.
navigator's fault?
The navigator fails to find you shelter in time, so everybody has to roll for the
No
effects
control
of.
weather.
Sorry, I wasn't looking
Cold.
for shelter. I was looking for the path forward.
Yeah, I was looking to continue moving. How?
Yeah. I
You
didn't realize
must
I was
also
traveling
seek
with a bunch of
shelter
punks.
until the storm has passed and won't make any progress on the map during this quarter day. So,
Listen.
yeah. You don't make map progress, and everybody must roll for the effects of cold, which is an endurance roll from everybody.
I'm not big on hunkering down in a storm. I like to push through it.
Whoa, that was a weird roll.
Anyone who fails takes a point of damage to strengthen wits. Dahlia's
Josh,
cold. What's up?
Can I, because obviously it starts raining and it's freezing cold, I could wrap my sleeping fur around me on the horse while we're looking for stuff?
Yeah, I believe that gives you like a gear die or something.
Yeah,
on,
but plus 2 bonus against cold.
Yeah, so those will be +2 as gear dice, and if
Got
they
it.
get skulls, then the
Then they get damaged. Yeah.
Mhm.
Does
Alright.
no successes also count as a fail for the purposes of rules here?
Yep. No successes means you take a point of damage to strengthen wits and are cold until further notice.
Wow, Bill.
Hey, can we push these endurance rolls? Did anyone ask that?
It's got a lot of dice
No,
that's not hitting success.
these are not pushable.
It is not my day. Okay, so you said a strength damage to strength.
Strength and wits, 1 to each, and you're cold until further notice. It is now daytime. It was morning previously, and you are still in the previous hex because that canceled your progress. So during the daytime, we can continue.
Continue northwest. Attempt.
All right, surely I have to roll a success at some point, right?
Law of
Roll
averages would
successful.
say so.
Get us out of the storm.
Nope.
Oh my god, how many dice is that without a success? Here we go. Third mishap in a row. Never fails. All right.
For those curious, that is 32 dice with no 6.
That is wild. All right. This time you've stumbled on an angry nest of wasps. An angry swarm attacks the entire group. Each adventurer must make a move roll or suffer an attack with 4 base dice, causing damage to their agility if they are stung. Everybody make a move roll to try to not get wasped.
Do we get a bonus because we're on horses?
No.
One would think that would make us faster.
Roll too.
I would think that would make us at least 1 move dice faster.
I'm not gonna roll bees for every single horse in the party. It just seems like a lot of time to spend.
I do have a question.
If the horses do get into a situation where they're rolling dice today, then I will retroactively find out if any of them are bee stung to the point of, but they have fur and they're huge. I'm not gonna worry about it for the horses.
We are on horseback though, right?
Yes,
Okay, so my sprained ankle doesn't come into
sure.
this equation. I mean, I'm
Yeah,
only
that's
running
fine.
3, so
Yeah, the sprained ankle just makes your run actions into slow action, but it doesn't affect your move dice or
taking
anything.
damage to agility.
All right.
Yeah, dodge it.
No.
Push it
So
anyways. I
I'm
would not
rolling.
push that.
Dog's having a bad day.
Oh, it's a dice roll.
Yep, dog, you suffer 1 point of damage to your agility.
Good.
However, you do make progress on the map during this quarter day.
We're gonna get to our destination, and Dog's will be like, "All right, everyone, here we are."
And
Only
as
has a
you
really nice med kit.
as you have still not stopped in shelter or set up camp, anybody who previously was cold needs to make another endurance roll to see if they're still cold. So the people who failed the cold last time need to make another endurance roll now for that one.
That's just dog.
Still cold.
Wow.
So
You
am
have
I.
6s disabled in your roll 20.
What is going on with
Don't
Bill's
know.
dice?
I don't know.
This is cruel and unusual.
It's okay. Amy is keeping a running tally.
So
Is that 43 dice in a row for Bill without a single success? Is that what I'm understanding?
So is that more damage, Josh, or is that just we're still cold?
I'm checking. I think it might be more damage. Hold on.
I mean, we're traveling. It's daytime. I have sleeping furs. I feel like I shouldn't be cold.
The sun is out.
I know that I'm arguing.
The sun is
against
not
the
out.
rules. It's summertime. I know I'm arguing against the rules. I'm just saying, like, I know we're not traveling through Georgia in like summertime, and I'm covered in sleeping furs, but.
All right. You must keep rolling endurance. Same effect as if you, with the same effect if you fail. If your strength is broken while you are cold, you die the next time you have to roll. Jesus. Point of damage to strength and wits.
Nice.
Guys, I think maybe we should just make camp for the day. Maybe
No, we got one more day.
He's like galloping across the rainy plains on horseback, shivering. He's got
Technically,
bee
this quarter
stings
day, we
and
can still move
sprained
another-
ankle.
Yeah.
He's
move
cold,
another
sprained
hex.
ankle, and
I
bee
know,
stung.
I
Let's do
know
it.
we
One
can
more
keep
hex.
moving. I'm
One
just
more
saying,
hex.
maybe we should cut our losses.
I'm also cold, but I don't have the rest as bad as him.
One more hex.
Hang on. Well, there's still things that need to happen first, so 1 sec.
Oh, yeah. We haven't even revealed the hex that we're in.
Are you still the best survival roll with your wits damage?
I'm rolling regardless because it's hilarious. What is your roll?
All right.
I
You
roll
continue
5
across
dice right now.
the
So it's still
Moldana
better.
Plains, and you have come upon the Wash. This is the river you were told about. It is a river running south to north. It is quite far across, and there are no crossings in sight in this hex. You're looking at a river nearly 200 feet across. Otherwise, these are open grassy plains, but I am going to roll to see if there's an encounter. Yes, there's an encounter. So
Good
please
thing
hold.
I'm watching for it.
Anyone who hasn't rolled a success tonight now becomes broken. That's the encounter.
Sounds about right.
Literally
right.
just dog.
Oh, well. I take back what I said 5 seconds ago. You see before you the broken remains of what was once a building, a civilized outpost in the wilds. Now nature has reclaimed the place, and everything that remains are but fallen remnants and memories lost in the mists of history. You've stumbled on a random ruin. So I'm going to roll dice to see what sort of ruin it happens to be. I just got done saying that this was a vast open plain with no structures in sight.
All of a sudden, you rub your eyes.
Oh.
Except for the one the dog literally trips over, spraining his other ankle.
Maybe the ruin is like dug down into the ground, Vesuvius style.
Maybe the ruins were the friends we made along the way.
It is the smallest possible type of ruin, which is to say, it is the shell of a wood cabin with the roof having a hole in the middle of it. However, if you set up camp here, this will provide you +2 dice on your make camp roll for the night, and I will mark on the map that there's a shell of a cabin here.
I say, fuck it, we ball. Let's make camp. And we can follow the river up later.
Would we?
We can do some hunting. I can try to fix Bill's ankle.
Do we want to build here?
I think let's scout let's scout a little bit more. We don't need to plant the seed yet. We got time.
Don't we want to get a little closer to the crossing? I mean, I'm just trying to understand.
I thought we were trying to get somewhere that wasn't the crossing. We'd make our own crossing.
I'll put it this way: we should at least make sure that every hex around where we're going to build our stronghold is clear.
Well,
we have this strange spire immediately to our northeast.
Josh, I have a question. Yeah, that's a good point.
What's up?
In this building of this tower, this stronghold, as it were, can the dwarves, with their singing and all of that stuff, have it where it also builds a bridge? Like, could we build a stronghold on the river in a way? And then...
To your understanding, no, that's not part of what the stone does.
Okay.
You were told that the stone would give you a tower of sorts that would be a stone fortified tower.
Got it.
That you can place anywhere you want.
And the dwarves aren't with us, right? Like, we have instructions to plant this seed now?
You spent many days traveling with the dwarves, so they can teach you the songs to awaken the stone, and they tell you to plant it in the soil like it's a seed and sing the songs to it. Vergello knows the key. Vergello and only Vergello knows how to sing to it to awaken it. I won't require the dwarves to be with you, since you traveled with them and you're a professional singer.
Right. So this is a question for everyone else then. What if we build it on the other side of the river? And then the first thing we do is build a crossing.
A 200-foot crossing is not a minor undertaking.
No, but
that is something that would require a substantial amount of raw materials
or
and expertise
or money
to hire the right people. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean, even then, yeah.
Just a thought. The other thing, like, I guess I'm asking out of character because I don't know what we want to do after we built the stronghold. If we're going to be in the stronghold for a minute, like, kind of recouping and figuring out our next plans for, like, if we're talking like a week or weeks or something, then that might be something worthwhile. Of like, yeah, like, let's send a message to the dwarves and get them to come build a bridge, see how much that would cost.
Yeah, we could probably negotiate with them as well on the toll. So, bring them in on the profit, something like that.
Right.
Because
Exclusive
traveling rights.
For all dwarves.
Josh,
we're only a quarter a day away.
Where was the... I don't know. I know you can't exactly tell us, but can we get, like... Is it further up or further down where that crossing was? Is it above us or below us on this river?
You were told that there was a tower with a crossing somewhere south of here on the river.
Okay.
And that there is a tower with a bridge to the south of here, some substantial different distance, and that to the north a substantial distance, there's the Wolf's Belly Inn, and that those are the only two known established crossings. And the people you were talking to in Belderan could not vouch for who or what controls the tower to the south. Just that there is a stone tower with a bridge, but most of the people in Belderan are dwarves that travel to Stonegarden and back and are not well traveled, so you don't get a ton of information about the plains.
I thought they got their grains.
They get their grains from the northeast.
Okay, it's from the northeast. It sounds like we might have a good bartering chip for them about, like, hey, this is a place where you can travel and travel safely.
I mean, you know what would take less raw materials? If instead of building a bridge, we dig a hole. A channel.
I don't know about digging a channel under a river.
Like,
No. No.
If you're
You know that's
expecting me to
possible,
answer
right?
this,
Sure, but like, I feel like we would be more accomplished about how. I mean, maybe the dwarves would be more skilled at it, but it's like I feel like building bridges. Is
building a
probably
wooden
easier
bridge
and
over the
cheaper for
river
them.
is, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
like
gonna
that's
be
just
easier
like
than building a
easily
tunnel.
accessible. Like
It's a 200-foot river.
that means it'd just be a 201-foot bridge.
I mean, what kind of bridge are we talking about here? Suspension? Like, are we gonna pour footings?
Will you do me a favor and start setting up the camp? Why you have this conversation?
Well,
about?
I'm asking it like, do we want
I
to
still
keep
think
traveling?
I think we should scout north and south to find where the other tower with the bridge is. Because if it's in the hex
Well, it's
directly south
south.
of us, like, what's the point of us building a crossing?
All right, well,
Well,
let's check
yeah.
one hex south and see what's
All
there.
right, let's
If
go
only we had explored northwest at the start,
south. All right, let's travel south.
we're in the same course.
We're in the same quarter day, so we get one more free travel with Miles.
For the record, medieval bridges can be much longer than 200 feet. It's 2/3 of a football field. It's not a small, it's not like a little footbridge. It is an architectural project, but it's totally bridgeable.
Yeah, with a lot of wood.
Yeah. It's some work. I
Good
can
thing
put together.
know where there's
I
a
mean,
forest that no goblins
I can-
live in anymore.
I can give you specs for what it would take to build a bridge within the stronghold rules. I just need a little time to assemble the numbers. But it's okay because you're not going to have the resources this session anyway.
What's the tally, Ames?
49.
49 dice. Right?
Wait, what's
This is up
happening?
on record holder.
Did you
We're
fail
going one
again?
hex south and Bill
I did.
failed.
What is happening? Okay. This is ridiculous.
Should I restart my computer?
There's a scene. There's a scene from the Angry Beavers that's making fun of old horror movies. And this girl falls down. She's like, my ankle. And then she falls again like a minute later. She goes, my other ankle. And then she's like, both my ankles. She just keeps falling over and over while the like slow moving monster is coming. I feel like that's basically what Dog's session has been. Both
That was
my
just the Angry
ankles.
Beavers were good at doing. Building
I
structures
love
on
the Angry
rivers.
Beavers. Underrated.
Damn.
All right. Oh yeah. Damn it. Good.
Whoa, then we control the water rights? Now you're thinking.
You're gonna piss off a lot of people downstream. I like it.
And
I like-
we're gonna make a lake.
Can you imagine all of the Wolf's Belly Tavern folks marching up the river trying to figure out where all the water went?
Wait, which way does the river flow?
North, south to north.
North.
Oh.
Yeah.
My dumb self is just thinking like, oh, well, the map is up, so the water has to go down.
It originates at the
Wow.
mountains of the Great
That's-
Divide, and it goes up to the
Belderan.
north and then out to the sea.
Belderan
right, anyway.
becomes lakefront property.
I keep getting distracted. Let me see what terrible thing
Wins and
happens.
wins, baby. Wins and wins.
All those slavers come by. It's like, wow, damn, like, what's all this going on here?
If we get a repeat
Damn
of
indeed.
if we get a repeat of a mishap, I'm straight up leaving it as is for comedic effect. Because this is like our third one today. Here we go.
Instead of wasps, it's bees.
Okay.
The wasps found us.
No, that would be great if we roll wasps again.
Oh, jumping straight in the river.
Oh, this is so good. All right. You are caught in a thick fog. The distance you cover this quarter day is decreased by 1 hex total. I need to check how many it is. It might be reduced from 3 down to 2. Or from 2 down to 1, but I'll check. But either way, you still make progress for this chunk. In addition, each adventurer traveling through the thick fog suffers a point of damage to their empathy from the gloomy mist. And presumably from all of the shit that's gone wrong today. It feels like the gods have just frowned on your expedition. But you will make it into that hex to the north of you. And I am going to roll to see if there's an encounter when that happens.
Is it every quarter day that we... Well, we might not be moving into the next hex, though.
Why is that?
I thought you said it's either two down to 1 or 3 down to 2. If it's 2 down to 1, we don't go anywhere. We've already
because have you already covered one this quarter day?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was thinking this was the first one this quarter day. Okay. Yeah, let me check the total distance real quick.
If it's 3, then we technically are owed 1 from yesterday.
Okay.
Oh no, because we did a full stop.
Yeah, you needed a full stop because of the effect of that one.
That's right.
On horseback, open plains terrain is 3 hexagons per quarter day. So
okay, so we do move 1 more hex.
You're gonna move 1 more hex here. This will just be the last hex you can cover in the daytime before it becomes evening, which evening still is light out because it is summertime. So you can continue traveling in the evening if you want to. But let me reveal the hex and then roll to see if there's an encounter. Everybody did their empathy, right?
Yeah.
No, I wasn't listening.
One empathy
Everyone
damage
takes
was the
1
fog.
empathy damage, which means there can't be more fog. Otherwise, Hank and I are gonna have a problem.
And there's no encounter. You are traveling north along the river, and you stumble on nothing.
I thought we were going south.
Oh, you're traveling south along the river. That changes everything. Not. 1 sec.
Everyone take a good look at the northern hex.
There's 17 towns in that northern hex.
Oh, it's okay. We never.
Bill,
go
do you remember
inside
that
the
time?
And
town.
all of them know us by different aliases.
Bills, remember that time
They
we
would
played
have to.
D&D and we were like, we have to keep moving, otherwise Josh is gonna name this town and there's gonna be a major event.
You always got to keep on the move.
All right. Yeah. Same deal. So you're traveling through a pass between the river and the mountains. At the corner of this hex, it seems like the river turns towards the east, or the west, sorry. And so you have an open travel lane still to the southwest if you want to continue that way. But this will be the last travel for your quarter day, and it is now evening time.
Well, we got some thinking to do because we left what could have been a camp.
It gave us a +2 roll for a camp. I've been rolling hot tonight, so it's not like that'll be a problem.
Straight 4s, baby!
Josh, so it's evening time. When do we have to make endurance rolls?
For your
Cold.
now that it's a new quarter day.
All right, I'll make camp.
I mean, I still technically have the higher number for survival.
You shouldn't.
I have a
You are
6.
no
It
longer
hasn't gone
cold.
down.
Let's go!
Oh my
You are no
goodness,
longer
finally.
cold. Neither of you are cold anymore. You managed to dry off in all that thick fog you're traveling through.
Adam, what's yours?
No, you're good. I thought you went from 6 down to 5 last time. You
No,
said cold.
I would have gone down if I failed that endurance roll.
All right, you can make camp. I will try to heal your ankle.
Is Dahlia helping me make camp? Do I get a +1?
Sure.
Does
All
anyone
right,
need
cool.
water?
Apparently it's just survival.
What is happening?
I don't know.
How many dice now? Is
I've
something
only done
bugged?
Survival.
How does this happen? How many dice in a row is this?
Well, he broke his streak because he succeeded the endurance, but otherwise it was like almost
60. It's 60 out of 62 total that are not 6s.
Let's see, Bill. I've got a 2 in healing right now, but I've got a 6 in crafting. If I try to craft you a splint,
I wouldn't worry about either.
Oh, go to sleep, please.
I'm just
Not
gonna
dog.
take a nap.
yeah, it's only the evening. I'll still be able to
Run
sleep.
rock.
Run rock. I mean, I wouldn't waste the healing spell. I wouldn't waste the willpower. And
Oh, it's not willpower. It's just a skill roll. But then my crafting is a
Oh.
skill roll as well. I can attempt
I
to
don't-
craft something.
I don't think that's gonna really do anything.
Have you ever splinted a sprained ankle? It's amazing.
I'm sorry. I don't think it's gonna do anything as far as the rules are concerned.
Does anyone
Well,
need
I'm
their
doing it anyway.
canteen refilled while you're doing this?
I'm good. My canteen's full.
Your call is
Mine's
important to us. I am just figuring out the effects of the mishap. I'll be with you in a moment. Ralgar.
Yeah, boss.
Lucky you.
Damn.
You're setting up at the camp. You're unpacking your things. You're trying to get comfortable and help your friends warm up. You go counting through your gear and realize that of your 4 quarts of lamp oil that you were carrying with you, 2 of them you set down on a rock earlier in the day at some point and forgot to put them back in your pack and left them behind.
Cool. Love that for me.
You now only have 2 left out of your 4.
All right.
That's our camp mishap.
Elric said a splint with half the healing time.
A splint would have the healing time, or a healing check would.
A splint.
I don't know.
Yes.
Actually, he just said halves the healing time.
I believe that's just healing skill.
That's gotta be a splint.
I mean,
Yeah,
it references
healing check.
all the wood and the stones.
I mean, the healing check is probably you making a splint and applying it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure that's what
Yeah.
he's talking about.
Oh, I can't craft a better splint.
You could probably craft
With
a
my
great one,
crafting.
but if your healing isn't good enough, you're not going to put it on right.
It's all about healing. Healing skills with a successful roll can recover attribute points immediately. Let's see. Let's see.
Can I turn into, like, a newt and then heal really quickly?
It actually says the 2 ways that you can use the healing skill under the core rules are that you can help people to recover lost attribute points in an attribute, or you can prevent them from dying to the ticking clock on a critical injury that's causing you to have to make fatality rolls. So,
Fatality rolls.
well, yeah, when you're rolling to see if your character dies from a critical injury, I don't think healing rolls can improve the recovery time of non-fatal critical injuries. Those just run their course and do what they do in the rules as written.
Then yeah, let's not bother with it.
All right. Well, in other news, Plains has a -1 to foraging, but a +1 to hunting.
Cool.
So
And that's-
everyone knows.
And it's summertime as well, which I think influences those rolls. Although summer might be zeros on a lot of it. If I'm missing something about having the healing time, let me know, Elric. But I wasn't seeing it in there. Okay, so in the meantime, you set up camp. The lost gear is the only adverse effect. But we go on to nighttime, resting, all that fun stuff.
In the evening, I still want to do something in the evening before nighttime because I wasn't
Go
making
ahead.
camp or anything. I'm just looking at how to hunt.
Oh, so
Okay.
you need like a bow.
Well, looks like I'm not hunting.
Vergello
traps.
has one.
You need a bow or traps, depending on if you want to make a straight survival roll or a marksmanship roll. I'm just going from memory here. I could pull up the details, but it does require equipment to hunt.
I remember, yeah, so what I remember from hunting is you need a bow, and then you have to do a survival check to find something, and then a successful marksmanship, I thought. Or maybe I
In
made
that
the argument
case-
marksmanship.
All right, I'm gonna forage then, and that's a survival at -1 on the plains.
Okay. Is it modified for summertime?
I don't know the
Let me check.
summertime modification.
I think they're on the other page. Well, they might not be. They might.
Seasons
It's
for foraging.
fish.
Summer is 0.
Okay, no
Does
modifier for
Vergello
summer. That's what I thought.
Vergello still have the
Take away a
Gina?
dice.
Yeah.
I get 1 success and 1 failure.
The failure doesn't
Just one
matter,
success.
only if if it was being pushed. So the 1 success means that you'll find a unit of vegetables.
Nice. I'll cook that.
Might be
tomorrow.
wild mushrooms or radishes or something like that. We'll call it river radishes.
Ooh, yeah, river radishes. Love that. River pickles. Yeah, all right.
They're extra muddy radish. Yum yum.
All right. Nighttime. I'll sleep.
Okay.
Nighttime.
I rolled to see if there was an encounter chance for evening or nighttime, and the answer is no and no. So the night's going to pass uneventfully. You awaken to a new day. It is overcast. I'm not going to screw myself over by saying that it's bright and sunny again, because who knows what the dice will decide.
Do we heal even if we didn't get a successful camp roll?
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't mean that you don't sleep or that you don't have a camp. It just means that something goes wrong in the process, unless the mishap
It says
says
otherwise.
otherwise. Yeah, and this mishap just said that one of your party members chosen at random loses a piece of gear.
That's good because I took a lot of damage.
Yeah. All right, where are we going?
Do you want to keep us going south or do you want to push north?
I think we keep going. I just feel we have time and we have resources to do a bit of exploring right now.
I don't know what it's going to take building a stronghold.
Food and water rolls?
Oh yeah, food and water rolls.
Yeah.
Oh, god damn it.
You are in a hex bordering a river, so everybody's at D12 water and doesn't have to roll for it.
Yeah, okay. It shows me rolling twice as dog, but the second time was for Gallo. Oh,
No
yeah,
problem.
For Gallo. I see it.
Well, your river radishes made me super hungry, and I ate way more than I needed to.
Yeah, me too. I haven't even cooked them yet.
All right, tally ho, boys. Horse up.
Let's go.
All right, so we're going south, west.
BRB.
I got a success.
Wait, what?
I know it's finally happened.
I didn't think
won.
I didn't think
Forbidden
that was
Lands.
possible. For the record, if you work out the odds of going 60 dice in a row without a success, it is like it goes into scientific notation, like exponential. It's like e to the -5% chance.
So what you're saying is I should buy a lottery ticket.
What I'm saying is you're like 1 in 10,000 bad at exploration rolls tonight. Something in that order.
I was bad last session too. I have no idea what was going on.
This was next level. I think this has got to be the worst it's ever been. But it is uncanny that it's always the freaking lead the way rolls that tank. We've even had multiple people take talents to improve the dice, and it just doesn't matter. We just roll a million dice and never get it. What on earth was that?
My guess would be Adam.
I muted him. Just tell me when he comes back looking annoyed. Meanwhile, in a fantasy
I have a-
world.
Quick question, Josh, before you.
Yeah,
do
go
that.
ahead.
Can I, since I'm currently doing the talent that I'm trying to learn, can I try and learn rank 1 of Pathfinder?
You can? Yeah.
Okay. I'll go and roll for that.
It
This
looks
seems
he's
like a
back.
good time for your character to. Okay, one sec.
Oh my goodness.
Adam, I had you temporarily muted because there was conversation coming over your mic.
Yeah.
What
He's like,
on
I
the
know.
earth? Please look
There you
at
go.
Dog's most recent witch roll.
Dog, dog
Josh,
might be suffering
can I
from
push
some
it?
sort of
Josh,
brain
Josh, can I
aneurysm.
push it? Come on, you know you want to let me push it. I might
You-
die, but I might also win.
Witch break.
You just go into a coma from trying to navigate so hard.
First thing in the morning, has an aneurysm.
He's been lost, stung by bees.
I get like a nosebleed and fall off the horse.
He's cold. He's sprained his ankle. He's been stung by bees. He's
Alright.
been lost for the better part of 2 days.
I'm not
And
actually pushing it. I just want to see what would happen. I want to see if I would get the fifth skull.
and his brain nearly implodes while trying to.
I would
Oh,
have.
the
If
first
it
die
moved,
is
I
the
don't know
skull.
why.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have gotten the fifth skull. I don't know why I didn't remove it. That's weird.
Anyway, on with it. Right. You travel on the river, which turns to the west, the Wash. You, let's see. There is an encounter of some sort.
I was watching for it.
All survival checks are made at a -9.
What's that the rule for? Being Bill?
Yeah, apparently. Recorder day, I'm going to try for that Pathfinder thing. 43 bears.
There are 43 bears showing up. Can confirm. All right.
Do you have a chance to see what's coming?
Yeah, make a scouting roll. And give me a second to process.
Let me emotionally get ready for this TPK.
Bill, keep your bad dice rolling to yourself. I don't want it.
Look, you're copying me. I know you always looked up to me.
Because you're like 6'3".
I was about to say, is that a short joke?
I'm not 6'3". I'd say careful, Hanger. She might get short with you, but she already is.
Okay. I will need a second on this one. There's one or two things to check.
How to draw 6 dragons. Adam, you are very audibly drinking your tea. As if...
I'm gonna grab a beer and some chips while he's researching this.
Decaf tea at this time of night, if anyone was worried.
I wasn't. I'll have a Red Bull at midnight and still fall asleep.
Doesn't work
Okay.
for me.
Here we go. You hear the sounds of steel clashing with steel, and some sort of violent battle cry from off in the distance. A little further along the trail, up ahead, you can see a tall, lithe, tattooed elf who appears to be in battle with an orc covered in tattoos and with many dangling teeth and trinkets rattling around his neck. They lunge at each other and parry without hitting each other. Occasionally they stop and hurl insults at one another, and then they both stop and chuckle a little bit, mutter something to each other that you can't hear, and then go back to their fighting. Because you succeeded on the scouting roll, I'm going to assume that what I just
She
described.
did not succeed
I
on
did
the
not
scouting
succeed.
roll.
Oh, okay. Then they are going to stop and look in your direction when they hear you approaching. They both lower their weapons and stand side by side and shield their eyes from the low morning sun as they look towards your party.
Would I know anything, like, were there any elves who set out around the same time as I did who might be, like, interested in combat with orcs?
I mean, lots of elves and orcs hate each other for various reasons.
Well, true, but these two don't seem to hate each other.
Right.
Did I walk in and hear interested in combat with orcs?
Up ahead, there's an orc. I don't know if you caught the whole description, but there's an orc. They look at each other a bit hesitantly, and then they get closer and whisper to each other for a moment. And then
I'll start walking towards them.
they stand side by side. The elf puts an arm around the orc's shoulder, and it is a female elf, and she puts her arm around the orc's shoulder, and as you approach, they raise their weapons halfway tentatively.
Hey, good morning.
When the elf sees that there's an elf among your party, she's going to lower her weapon a bit, tilt her head, and then the two of them look confused because they're looking at a very unusual
Yes.
group.
An elf, a goblin, a wolfkin,
Uh-huh.
an orc, and a half elf walk into a bar.
And
Look,
a
we've
human.
heard the joke before.
Uh-huh.
And a human.
What is your reputation, Amy?
Pretty damn high. 4.
What is your reputation, dog?
0. I'm young.
All right, they look on confused, and the elf steps forward, and she says, "Hail, travelers. What brings you into these parts?"
But before we do any of the chit-chatting, do you mind if I ask what clan your orc friend there is a part of?
They look at each other nervously. The orc steps behind the elf, and the elf raises a blade sideways and says, "None of your business. I suggest you be on your way."
Ragnar, what a rude question to start us off with.
I just don't want Grunwald going after him.
We just wouldn't tell Grunwalk. Hi, I'm the
You've
lost.
seen him run in a blind and bloody rage before he even
She's
gets
gonna reach up and like close the snout. I'm the lost. It's so nice to meet you. We were just traveling. I don't see a lot of elves outside of Mistwall. And when traveling or sparring with an orc, I feel like I should know your name.
She says, "Mistwall, that's an awfully long way from here. My name is Heldeman. I am a sap carver. This is my friend, Alakran."
Very
Your
nice to
name
meet
sounds
The
familiar.
orc has this look on his face. No. However, I'll give just dog a lore roll.
Jeez. Well, we know I've been great with rolls.
What were their names again?
One sec.
I don't get to have any secrets.
Okay. Yeah, the names don't sound familiar to you.
Or we
Sorry.
all know I wasn't reading up in Biswall. This should come as no surprise.
The elf is named Heldeman, and the orc is named Alakran. The orc has a very serious look on his face. He's got big bulging arms. And dog, you would venture to guess that this is probably an orc of the Roka clan from the dress and the things that he's wearing around his neck.
Okay.
But you've not heard of his name, and you know nothing. You're able to determine nothing more about him from his appearance.
Okay.
The Roka clan generally have a hatred for humans and elves, and are a proud and ancient clan that is sort of more isolationist than the Iser orcs, and less cultured than the Urher clan, from what you have heard. But
Got
you
it.
don't know a ton about the Roka clan beyond that. You don't know much about their inner customs, and you've not really interacted with members of their clans much.
Well, it seems you don't want us here, and we must be interrupting, so we could be on our way. But have you seen a tower crossing across this river?
She nods, and she tells you that there is a tower that is on horseback, the better part of a day's march to the east along the river, or to the west, sorry. I'm going to keep flipping east and west tonight, over and over. Yeah, the better part of a day's march west along the river on the far side, and that it guards the entrance to a bridge crossing, and that it's also on the shore of a lake called Lake Clay that is on the eastern edge of the Arena Forest.
Okay.
I shake my muzzle free of Velas's hands, and I just go, "Are you two in love?"
It's not like that. And the orc says, it's not like that at all. What business is it of yours anyway?
Oh, I don't know. I just saw you two, and you were playing together. And I mean, generally, when I play with someone, it's because I love them.
This is not play. And she says, well, it kind of is. It's not play. She says, well, we're practicing for a play. And he's like, we're sparring.
Wait, you're practicing
And
for a
you were
play?
Diego, a play?
Yes.
Okay, where? That's awesome.
Well,
I
it
want
just
to
so
see
happens Alakran here has got one of the greatest baritone voices I've ever heard in an orc. I'm preparing him for fame and fortune, and well, yes.
Can we hear you?
Absolutely not.
Either of you any good with a spear?
They hesitate for a second, and the orc says, I'm good at making them. What of it?
Can you fight with one, is the question, orc.
I'm trained with all sorts of weaponry.
I'll throw in my spear.
Teach me!
And I'll
You throw
run
a
it
spear
with
at
my
him.
scimitar.
Jeez.
I like to imagine you just... Okay, sorry. So you give him a spear and what?
I want to hand him. I want to toss a spear to him
Right.
non-lethally,
Mm-hmm.
and ask him to teach me how to fight with a spear.
Do you think I have nothing to do with my time? I have no idea
wanna
who you
spar,
are.
Right? I'm stronger than she is.
That's presumptuous.
Stronger than you too.
Also wrong.
I mean, stats-wise, he probably is.
He's literally not.
I'm looking for a teacher for spear fighter.
Gotcha. He says I don't offer my talents free of charge.
How much?
He's just stomping around, getting grumpy. He just shuffles off to the shore of the river and starts kicking rocks in a frustrated fashion. And she's like, he's a bit tired. We've been practicing for a while. Look, I will talk to him if you're offering coin. But I must ask, who are you all and where are you headed?
We were just on our way to see a show, actually. Isn't that crazy?
But we forgot where it was.
We got lost. Our Pathfinder here, he can't get us anywhere.
I thought we were building a stronghold somewhere.
Make a manipulation roll.
Come on, Tom.
And it's going to be a hard one because this is a far-stretched story for being in the middle of nowhere.
Do I need more than 3 successes?
You'll get at least 1 success. She's not going to instantly take offense. She thinks that maybe you are telling some version of the truth, but she still refuses to believe that you know anything about her show, because her show is as yet unknown and unscheduled. So she's going to be like, where are you headed exactly? Who are you aligned with? Are you headed to Hagler's house? Are you headed to the Eye of the Rose? Where are you bound for? Your hesitation speaks volumes.
Well,
You must be
always-
vagabonds.
We're always looking for entertainment as people who travel very often. We are very well-traveled people. We've been to the Mistwall and Stone Garden, to the Hollows and Amber's Peak, to Belderan and the Shroud.
the Stonemoon Mines.
We're gonna go to Alderstone one day.
Graveyard of Thunder.
Oh.
That is an
That's how we
impressive
killed
list
the
of
bot.
locations. Of course you did. Are you
And we're
placing
only
your
wanted
hand?
in like 2 of them.
There was a
Look.
total misunderstanding.
If you will not rob us, and you'll promise to leave us alone, I will let you share our camp with us tonight, and perhaps you can rate our performance.
Okay,
Give
hold
some
on.
positive
Huddle.
encouragement to my companion, because he's a little self-conscious about the direction that his career has taken.
Well, I mean, we have a musician who travels with us.
I'm sorry?
Vergello just waves while still singing to the stone in his hand softly.
You are a strange group.
I say, hold on. And I pull everybody into a huddle. I go, okay, guys,
Group
this is
huddle.
gonna be fun. Pretend like we're talking about something really important, okay? And then Grunrock, you're gonna turn around and you're gonna go, actually, we're gonna rob you. But then we're not gonna. But it's gonna be really funny, okay?
Vergello stops singing
I
and
have a
says,
feeling.
Ralgar, please stop trying to get us in trouble. I can't keep singing to this rock in my hand. My vocal cords are raw. Can we find some place to plant this? Like, we can camp here for the night. But my voice...
Tightly wound they are. They did a good job.
That's fine. Write your own fan fiction about an elf and an orc, and I'll read it later. And I go back to singing.
From a distance, she calls to you and she says, just know that if I disappear, the Red Runners will come looking for me.
Yeah, join the club.
Wait, no, the Red Runner. We don't want the Red Runners looking for us.
Your boyfriend's looking for us anyway.
I don't know who that's supposed to imply.
Real question. Why are we trying to instigate an elf?
We're not. I'm trying to help.
What are we trying to do? She said that we could hang out tonight and watch their performance.
I just
Or
want the
pre-performance.
work to teach me how to use the damn stick.
Okay.
So
I
let's do
turn
that.
around and I walk up to them and I go, rob you.
He's an idiot. He's working on his stand-up routine, and he's kind of bad at it.
We would never rob you. My tail is wagging.
The orc is standing in the back with a scimitar in hand, and he's.
I'm gonna dive tackle Ralgar.
I'm
Please
gonna
ignore
take
him.
my axe out and just lob it to the elf. Go here. See, I don't even have a weapon.
When you reach for your axe, the orc comes running in your direction, but you toss it before it gets to you, and then he slows to a halt, and he's just looking at the axe, looking back at you.
I say, dude, you are very tightly wound. How are you gonna perform like that? Come on, let's relax about the campfire.
How much, and I imagine the amount is climbing, would it cost to have you show my goblin friend some pointers with spear fighting? We have the coin.
But don't rob us.
5 coppers for the evening.
Done and done. I'll reach into my bag and pay him 5 coppers.
So the elf will say, "Good. I see that we're all friends here, and there's no reason for things to escalate further. I can show you to our campsite, and we can be on our way. Come along." She's going to lead you up the river. They're camped out on the side of the river in a little rocky outcropping that's a bit concealed from the main traveling routes. They have 2 tents set up with a small smoldering fire that looks like it was lit the night before and has now burned down to coals, and you can smell roasting meat. You can also see scattered around the campsite, there appear to be packs and many little trinkets and things hanging from wood posts, and it appears that this elf is some sort of wandering carver who carves many little artful trinkets out of different materials, and the trinkets are hung up, and there's tools for carving all over the camp. When you get settled there, she's going to sit there and be whittling away at some trinket.
I'll teach you tanning if you'll teach me carving.
That would take quite a long time. I've been at it for many years.
She don't have any, like, raw leather to tan.
Okay, what if I taught you something else and you just taught me the basics?
I suppose I could teach you some basics. Just sit by me and I'll let you watch my craft. If it still interests you, then perhaps I can tell you more later. But in all honesty, we came out here with a particular job in mind, and we don't want to be waylaid for a substantial stretch, becoming tutors in all of our crafts.
I can help you.
I'm not looking to learn how to fight. That is not my way, and it is not my craft.
Apologies, it looked like you were brawling earlier.
That was a theatrical performance.
Oh yeah, that was definitely stage fighting.
He's right.
Okay. Then I'll just watch you whittle, and I'll look for, like, a stick that doesn't necessarily look like one that she has set aside. I'll sit down next to her, and I'll roll my sleeve back and pull the dagger out of my arm.
Okay.
Do you mind if I cook these river radishes on your fire?
Go ahead.
And I start cooking them, and then I turn to her and I go, "So, you two really aren't sharing a tent yet?" Cook. Chop, 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 chop.
Why must you pry into our affairs in this way?
Yes,
I have to
Lord.
confess something to you. I love love. I love it so much. And there hasn't really been much drama in our group. In our entire adventure, there hasn't been a single love story. So I was kind of hoping maybe you two were one. That's all.
You'll not find romance here, I'm afraid. Alakran is my companion, and I am a scholar of sorts, and he is helping to introduce me to the customs of the Roka clan. I am providing him something in return. A performance that I believe will impress his brethren, though he thinks they will make light of it, and that it will be a humiliation for him.
Oh, so this isn't like a play performance. He's not going to pretend to fight in front of his clan, is he?
Of course he is.
Oh, honey.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
What do you know of it,
That's not a thing that orcs like.
It's not a thing that you've seen tried.
I mean, we saw a little bit earlier. And we've met many orcs. It's one thing to sing a ballad. It's entirely different to fake combat.
Yeah, like what if one of them actually comes at him and he has to like really defend himself?
I've seen an orc killed for saying "excuse me," so
You know, not all orcs are barbarous warmongers.
I mean,
She's
the
gonna
orc
look in the
witness-
she's gonna look in the direction of Dog when she says this. I would think that you would know that by this point. Some are more cultured. Some wish to see their status improved in the eyes of other kinfolk. They wish to develop more peaceful ways. And the Roka clan are well on their way to that path. Some of them. I think perhaps
they're very prideful and steeped in tradition.
that they are.
And you're trying to change that.
I'm not the only one who wants to. She glances toward her companion, who's sitting over by the river, chucking rocks in and grumbling to himself angrily.
Okay.
And if what's
Okay.
he wants, then
So-
that's perfect.
Let's say, let's just pretend. Not pretend. Let's say the fake fight is gonna do what you want it to do. That's a given. What if, instead of vanquishing one foe, he vanquished a whole bunch of foes?
You're trying to turn my civilized companion into some sort of barbaric mercenary? Is that it?
What? No, like pretend vanquish. I can act like I died real good. I've actually almost done it a few times.
So after telling me that our stage production is hopeless and folly, you wish to participate in it? To make
All
it...
I'm saying is that if I'm gonna buy into it, I'm gonna give notes.
We have things to do. and
You seem
places
like
to go around
travelers with
our-
far too much time on your hands.
Okay, fine. Vegetables are done.
I appreciate the interest. What is your name?
Oh, me? I'm Ralgar.
Ralgar, right. Roll your reputation dice, Ralgar.
Uh-oh. No ability was found for my reputation dice.
However many dice it is, just that many d6. She's never heard of you. Good thing.
Good thing.
Thank you for your interest, Ralgar. Perhaps we will cross paths again and you can witness our performance when it's done being prepared. Maybe when we're regionally famous.
I say this genuinely, which I don't do often. I would really enjoy that.
I'm gonna lean over to Regello and be like, "What's the
I pop
over
a
under that
radish in her mouth.
they're killed by these orcs?"
he just sings 50-50 shot. 50-50.
They provide you a camp for the night, so you don't need to make any rolls for it.
is now Grunrock a sword fighter or whatever.
Spear fighter.
He can spear train with this orc, yeah. He's a blacksmith, and has learned to fight with almost every type of weapon imaginable. So you can see him just effortlessly pick up all different weapons and resume fighting in different stances and ways. He's actually, for an orc, incredibly versatile and would be a good combat trainer. So have at it.
Cool. It's morning. We spent an entire day here.
Yeah, what time of the day was that? Because I want to make a couple rolls of dog for that Pathfinder thing if I can.
I believe that was evening.
It was morning.
You can make
It was morning time. We only did one hex of travel.
Oh, that was your first travel hex on morning of a new day.
I just assumed we were spending the day here, like, training
and
whatnot.
If you want to spend the day here with them, then you can camp through the night, but that gives you multiple opportunities to roll on things before then if you'd like to. So go ahead.
Okay.
Cool.
If you don't want to spend the whole day staying here, then you're also welcome to keep moving. It's up to you.
All right, I got the Pathfinder.
Okay.
Are we still in the plains, or is this something different? I'm just trying to figure it out for foraging.
You're in the plains.
All right.
Success on that wits roll for dog. Foraging roll, nada. You just don't find anything. There's not a consequence. Oh wait, maybe there is. Hold on. Yeah, there could be a consequence. 1 sec.
Once I'm done training with him on spear fighting, I want to try and learn another talent with a wits roll.
Okay. Good God. That's a sprained ankle for you, Ralgar. Same deal as earlier. Except it's a mild one, so you only have the effect for 2 days. Grunralk, what was that a roll for?
I'm practicing with this shield. I'm trying to learn class talent.
Got it.
Class talent.
Okay.
Not bothering the orc again, just soloing it.
And then come evening time, we see their performance.
Sure. Yeah, they'll put on their performance for you. It's quite entertaining. It's like a comedic story about a feud between elves and orcs, and their repeated failures to kill one another over a slight between their clans. And in a rather clever way, it highlights the futility of the endless fighting between people of the Ravenlands. You find it to be rather incisive and quite entertaining. And the choreography for their fighting, while it is clearly play fighting, is very intricate. You can tell that they've been practicing this for quite a while, and you could imagine people being very entertained by it.
I'm just crying. I'm just crying and howling.
What do we think? We entertained by it?
Greatest thing I've ever seen.
The orc thinks that you're being sarcastic, and he turns away, embarrassed, and the elf is genuinely beaming that somebody enjoyed their performance.
Hey, big guy. You got a set of pipes on you. Keep up the singing.
Oh, yeah, and his singing is unbelievable. He has a voice that is, like, heavenly, that you don't expect to hear coming out of an orc.
And if you ever want to beat up on a goblin again, my name's Grunrock. That's 2 orcs that I'm not killing now. Kind of strange.
1 sec.
You know what's strange is seeing this feud is, in any way even. Eventually, unfortunately, the elves will outlive everyone.
Yeah, until they destroy themselves with their own ego.
Well, you must be fun
One can
parties.
Give me 1 sec.
There's so much better singing than Vergello is.
Hey, Vergello's singing you a house. Can't you be a little more respectful?
I can't. I must not tell a lie.
Okay. So since we're getting kind of close to wrap time, I'm going to. Sorry, I'm laughing at Elric. I was just catching up in the chat. After the performance, are there things that you want to continue doing here for the moment? I'm actually going to generate with dice what these two know about the tower on the river up ahead, which will take me a minute, but I wanted you to go ahead and start discussing your next steps so that we can do a couple more things before we wrap. So, because we still have a bit more time. So, what was your plan proceeding from here?
I think first light we hit the road, finish up our exploring.
I mean, now that we know what the tower is, we know that it's at least a day's ride from here, which if we went back north and planted the seed, would make it a 2 days ride. 2 days ride between crossings, that's pretty good. My worry was that we were going to build a crossing right next to another crossing.
And we don't want to be too close to the Wolfspellian either. If we're not going to build next to the spire, we need to go like 1 or 2 up.
I don't think there's a problem building next to the spire. Like, these hexes are next to each other, but they're very far away.
Yeah. If we go 1 hex up, I bet we could try to convince the dwarves to help finance the crossing and cut them in on the profits.
Or at least give them, like, if not cut them in on the profits, give them free passage.
Yeah, because it would open up a crossing right next to their city.
The hexes are 10 kilometers or 6 miles, whichever you prefer, from center to center of adjacent hexes. So if you're a hex over from the spire, then it is 6 miles away.
It's not very far.
But that's center to center. We don't know where the spire's at, but we're going to be on the edge of it.
Yeah, so if you're by the river on the far edge or something, then it might be a bit farther. So you might be looking at anywhere from 6 to 10 miles.
Not to mention, eventually we're going to go slay the spire, right?
Great
Yeah.
game.
It really just depends on the nature of the spire. Is it the kind of thing that exerts influence over an area larger than 10 miles, or is it not?
I mean, I don't have a problem with building the tower like literally 1 hex northeast. Like, I don't like...
Northeast
what I'm
of the
thinking.
Grave of Thunder?
No, northeast of our current location. I don't know if
Right
that's
next to,
too close
right next to
Belderan.
Belderan.
He's saying, like,
Okay.
outside of the Belderan
Yeah,
gates.
I think that's a smooth move.
Also, can we just take a moment to appreciate this background noise provided to us by Sirenscape? Sirenscape, you really do it all.
So I say we go to sleep, we wake up, we travel 1 hex, and it doesn't require a survival roll because we've traveled to it before, and we plant the seed, and then Josh can say, like, all right, I feel like that's enough for tonight, we can end there.
Did you build a feature on your stronghold?
We built a
We
stronghold.
built a stronghold.
No
Oh,
experience. 1 sec.
We built the main feature.
Rolling some dice real quick, but you all can keep discussing for a minute.
Yeah,
I'm
you
almost
are.
done.
My headphones are at 3%.
Oh no.
Yeah. I don't know, I thought I charged them earlier, and I guess I didn't.
I really like that elf lady.
Adam,
I didn't.
Bill is so frustrated with Rogar right now.
I lived an entire life, and Yeah, I mean, I was just pretty insular. It was all about Wolf King. I had a pack. It was wonderful. I lost them. It broke my heart. It shattered my existence. Now I have a whole new life. Maybe I like elf ladies.
And is that experience
Hard
what
pass.
prompts you to say we are here to rob you as your
Please,
introduction?
Veloz, just because I like elf ladies doesn't mean I'm interested in all elf ladies, okay?
Oh, okay, so there's something wrong with me.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do
No,
with
that-
attraction. There's lots of things wrong with you. You have 2 empathy.
You have 2 strength.
I do not have 2 strength.
Oh, sick burn.
Are you talking to Vergello or Dog?
Vergello, not dog.
Yeah.
Dog is super strong.
Vergello has 3 strength.
All right.
Yeah.
Here's what they can tell you about the tower up ahead. It was a tower that was a smallish fortified outpost built recently after the Blood Mist, so within the last couple of years, by an elven trader of some fame and renown. And it was established because there was an old ruined bridge that was still serviceable and repairable along there. And that almost immediately, within a couple of months of the elf restoring the bridge and setting up a trading post there, it was taken over by a fairly powerful mercenary company of marauders, of a mix of human and orc stock, who took it over and have been charging tolls on the bridge ever since. They will not openly attack anybody that passes through, but they are not nice folks, and they are armed to the teeth. That's what they know.
Sounds like the perfect kind of competition.
Yeah, if we set up here, be ready for a fight here in a little while.
So, with that being said, what were we doing? Did you travel back a hex?
Yes.
Yeah.
1 hex north. Plant the seed.
All right. Give me a second to obligatory see if there's an encounter, because you know there will be now.
Kind of wild to leave Belderan to go plant the seed outside of Belderan.
Yeah, but they're all the way up. I imagine like that's more than 6 miles because they have to walk around the mountain, don't they? Or could we have gone to the northeast?
No encounter. Whoa,
Maybe
my
said
roll
north
20s.
and
Northwest.
were passable. Yeah, we're on the passable terrain. Like they could
Got
get
it.
down to us easily,
All right, so you're setting up along the river in the hex adjacent to Belderan, is that correct?
Yes.
All right, cool.
Yes.
I was just confirming that I'm understanding.
I don't want to be the one that makes the decision. I'm just like, I thought that's what everyone wanted, so I was the only one that said yes. Is that fine with everyone else?
I'm good with whatever. Amy?
Yeah, no, this is good with me.
Okay.
I was nodding my head earlier.
Adam, you cool with it?
Aye.
All right.
Plant the rock. Plant the rock.
Vergello?
Plant the rock.
It's overcast and warm. There's a faint mist over the river. You can see the steep mountain peaks of Belderan behind you. Before you, rolling plains, and off far in the distance, many miles away, you can just make out the edges of a forest somewhere on the horizon, probably the arena forest that your elven friend referred to. You can find a spot along the river. Describe your actions as you pull the thing out and plant it. You describe it as the dwarves instructed you to do it. Anything you do, I'll assume, is part of their instructions.
Okay.
I'm giving you this power. Use it
Stop on
wisely.
your right foot. Don't forget.
You put your left
Okay,
foot
3
in.
times. 1, 2. I'm gonna tell my companions they don't have to have any like singing things, but if they want to just like generally like hum or sing a tune in the background that's like in some way like harmonizes, just to do that because that's just, like they said, the more dwarves the better. And I'm gonna take the seed and I'm going to stand on the edge of the river and I'm going to take long steps. And every step I'm just like, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, because it was 15 dwarf steps, but I have to count them in half elf steps. And I go all the way out. And I take the seed and I start singing. And just as I start the song and it starts to glow, I take it and I take it and I put it on the ground and I cover it up in dirt. And I step away and I encourage everyone else to sing along. And you raise me up. No.
As you sing, the stone, it's going to be a dwarven stone song that they taught you, so it's going to be a lot of
It's a lot of like guttural.
Yeah. And the stone is going to start to vibrate violently as you do this. And you can see cracks forming in the dirt that are just spidering out from the place where you planted it about a foot deep in the soil. And loose rocks are going to start to get pushed up in places from under the soil, and the dirt is going to crack and split, and it starts spidering out in a huge area out to like a 30-foot radius around it. And it starts sort of churning the dirt like a plow would do, and all of the grass and plants are just going to get ripped and pulled underground so that it's just forming this huge rocky dirt ring over a huge area. All of the vegetation is just going to get ripped and sucked into the ground, and then huge fissures are going to form, and stones from under the earth. It's going to create an earthquake in the area, so it's difficult for everybody to stand. Everything around you is violently rumbling, and stones called up from under the ground are going to grow and rise at the same time and start arranging themselves into huge foundation stones in this massive area. And soon the dirt starts to bulge in a huge radius of somewhere between 20 and 30 feet. And then huge square stones are going to start rising up out of the ground, and you can see like crenellations across the top, and ramparts, and a massive stone tower just begins to rise out of the dirt with dirt pouring off of it on all sides. And this thing grows and grows and grows, and it gets wider at the base as it goes up, making a bigger and bigger hole in the ground. And over the course of about 10 minutes, this thing is just going to rise until it is a 3-story stone tower with arrow slits and a stone platform across the top, a huge arched doorway with a stone gate in the front. There's even a low foundation wall that's going to rise up right at the perimeter of the affected area around the base of the tower that's just about chest high. A like stacked stone wall that's just going to raise up. And the tower itself, aside from being like a 3-story stone fortification with a fortified viewing platform at the top, is covered from base to top in ornate decorative stone carvings that look like they were hand chiseled into it all over, and they very much resemble the filigree patterns that Vergello wears on his clothing day to day, but it's just coated in Vergello's clothes filigree pattern all the way up. As it finally settles in place, and dust is still covered in dirt, and you're wondering if it's going to have to rain on it before it is even somewhat clean. But it opens, and then the huge stone gate creaks open, and from within, through the little crack in the huge stone door, you can faintly make out that there is the glow of a warm lit hearth inside already beckoning you in. In stronghold terms, this is going to count as a guard tower, which comes built in with a bonus to its defense against sieges and gives a +2 to any scouting rolls made from the tower viewing platform on top to survey the surroundings or spot anyone coming. So anybody who's keeping watch on top of the tower is going to get a +2 dice to their scouting rolls because there is a built-in scouting platform on top. It also counts as having a fireplace in stronghold rules, which will keep you warm. You will never have to make camp rolls in this hex. You will gain 1 willpower once per session if you rest here. And give it a name. Or think about it for next time.
I mean,
But-
Vergello, I'll tell you this. Some of your songs are pretty good.
Thank you.
You want to smoke a little pot, Regello? I feel like that might help your throat.
Oh, it couldn't hurt.
Let's go sit around the hearth, man. This is nice.
Well, think
Looking
of it
around
as
and surveying your surroundings, this tower is large enough to be pretty trivially spotted from anywhere in the hex. So anybody passing through here is going to notice it. But it looks pretty defensible. It's got the heavy stone door. It's got the ramparts on top. It is made of thick stone, and it has that little curtain wall around the base that's about chest high to make it even easier to defend. So if anyone were to attack this, it uses dice, so it's difficult to put numbers to it, but one person could defend this against half a dozen to a dozen attackers relatively easily unless they came with substantial equipment. More than that, or with like an organized force and siege equipment, this type of thing could fall, but it's very defensible. It comes with a good built-in bonus to protecting it. More so than your average starting stronghold. Stepping inside, the interior of this also has the same carvings all over the walls that the exterior has. So it's got that filigree patterning on the walls, the floors, the ceilings, like every surface. It's got some stone supporting columns in the first floor. The first floor like entryway is one big chamber. There is a stone spiraling staircase leading up to the second floor. There's a huge hearth, and it's just big, open, dusty floor space. And it smells like damp soil inside right now.
Let's maybe open a door. It's gonna smell like something else in that.
The firelight provides most of the light in this main hall. Because it is a fortified structure, so it doesn't have huge viewing windows. It just has little arrow slits with little bits of sunlight coming in from a couple of angles. But otherwise, because it's mostly enclosed and just has the arrow slits, it's fairly dark inside, except for near the hearth, having no real lanterns or anything set up.
Next
Dahlia
step,
walks
we
in
go
and
over-
she's like, "I can't believe it. This is so crazy."
Yeah, and it's
Look,
yours.
Dahlia.
What are you gonna call it?
Dahlia, did you ever think when you were working in the Hollows that you would have a place like this? Because this is partly yours, man.
I mean, someone's gonna take care of it when we're out doing stupid shit.
You think I am gonna clean up this mess?
We will definitely need to hire other people
I would
to
be
guard
honored.
the tower.
Every good castle needs a head steward.
In Stronghold rules terms, Dahlia is handyman based on her skill set. She can upkeep and repair the fort for half of the normal cost of an NPC hireling doing that job. because she really just needs food and board covered, and she is more than happy to rest her feet. She was
You
not
just
cut
wait
out
till
for
we
the
get-
adventuring life, so having a place to stay and set up, she's more than happy to do it.
Now we need to find where Amdroid is, our old dwarven friend from Stone Garden, who said he'd move in with us if we ever
Yeah.
visit a stronghold.
Well, he came with the
You're
the
talking
Stone
about
Singer.
Lupendus, right?
Lupendus,
Lupendus,
yeah.
not Amdroid. I got my name
Did-
crossed out.
Amdrid was the balloon guy that disintegrated.
Oh, yeah!
He's in the fireplace now with the rest of the ashes.
We need to figure out how to set up trade with Yamin and the Hollows.
Yeah, there's a list of things we need to do, and I need to read the Stronghold chapter. So
All right. I think there's a lot of decisions to be made and a lot of things to process now. And I imagine when this session ends, our group chat is going to blow up a millionfold. So let's call it here. Setting foot in the stronghold and looking around. You don't have to make any decisions about anything right now. We'll start off next session. You can all look at stuff in advance if you want to, but at the start of the next session, I'll do like an on-stream rundown of the high-level stronghold rules and how things are going to function. For now, everybody gain a willpower point because we're going to end the session resting at our stronghold. And think about names. Think about how you might want to set things up, both in the stronghold rules and just from a narrative standpoint, how you would want to settle in. I will tell you that the layout is that the whole bottom floor is one big open like atrium space, and then there's a spiraling stone staircase leading up to the second and third floors. Each floor is smaller than the one below it because it's sort of tapered as it goes up, and then the third floor has a very steep little stone staircase leading up to an opening that goes out to the viewing platform. The middle floor has 4 rooms, and the top floor has 3 rooms, and then there's the roof above the top floor. So you can do with that as you wish. But right now, the functions it counts as having in the Stronghold rules are that it is a guard tower with a fireplace. And you have an NPC handyman that can handle the upkeep for a pretty low cost. Right. Anything before we go to XP?
Nope.
All right, give me a sec.
She said, "You expect me to clean this place?"
Like, no, love. I expect you to build an empire.
I expect you to be in charge of the bitches to clean this place.
Experience. Did you participate in the game session? Did you travel through a new hex? Did you discover a new adventure site? No.
Does the the old cabin count as one?
No. That
No.
doesn't count as an adventure site. The tower would if you reached it. But you got a rumor of an adventure site. But you didn't discover a new adventure site. Didn't defeat monsters. Treasure worth of gold or more? No. Pride, Dark Secret. One person's Dark Secret almost came up, but the die roll failed. Did you risk your life for another player character? No. Extraordinary action of some kind. Any nominees for extraordinary action?
We all get one for finally building a stronghold.
Yes. Built a function on your stronghold. Everybody gets one for that, if I didn't already count that. For sure. I don't remember if I counted it or not already.
You didn't even read it. We
He's
haven't
so,
used it in 36
he's so used to
sessions.
us. He's so used to us not doing anything with a stronghold.
Bill, throw an XP for extraordinary action at Vergello for all of his time with the Dwarven Stone Singers planting the stone and singing the song that imprinted on the stronghold. I think
Yeah,
I think
my guy
Vergello
made
has
rock
done
look
a
like his jacket.
Vergello
Yeah.
will walk away with 1 XP.
yeah, give Vergello an XP for that. That'll do. I was actually gonna check one thing real quick. Let's see. 929.
Listen, if you're watching the stream, if you see this and you're on our Discord, before our next session, and you're like, "Oh my gosh, it would be so funny or so cool if they named their stronghold this," you should definitely comment that in the Forbidden Lands chat.
Elric was right and put in the chat that you can reduce the healing time of a critical injury by half with a successful healing roll. Why that's not listed under the healing skill, I do not know. It's annoying that it's in a separate place because the healing skill was like, here's the 2 things you can use healing for, but then there's a random other one that's in the damage section, not even close to where the critical injury rules are. It's a very dumb place for it. But thank you for pointing me to the page reference. Yeah. So if you want to retroactively make a healing roll to see if the healing time is halved, you can feel free. But if enough time has passed, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
then we won't worry about it.
I have 2 days left anyways. Yeah, so I wouldn't worry.
If
about
it came up,
anyways.
like if we had a combat and you were wanting to run and couldn't, I was gonna go dig, but I didn't want to interrupt the flow to check it out. But thank you for pointing me to it, Elric, because I would not have found it easily. It was in a really dumb place. I tried searching the PDF by like keywords too and wasn't finding it, but I don't know what I was searching that wasn't turning it up. But anyway, thank you for pointing me to that. We will potentially resume in 2 weeks, which would be October 14th. Does anybody know of any issue with that? Potentially good for the 14th. All right.
Yep.
We'll probably be on for 2 weeks from today. We're still keeping to our once every 2 week schedule. We've just had a lot of interruptions lately, so it got pushed and pushed and pushed. But all other things being equal, we'll still be back in 2 weeks. So thank you for watching, everyone. And we will resume with our stronghold establishment next time.